Better make camp soon. Might be a while before there's another chance to rest.
Yeah. You've been life drained twice. You're down to
No,
32 max health. Alright. Bloody hell, look at them all. It's a miracle they all died horribly as soon as he came back. Oh, there are some shadow vestiges. Let's listen to these then.
Thoughts of baby names.
Oh no.
She did not wish for her firstborn to be named after her mother-in-law. Maldred. Ugh.
That is a reference to a previous shadow vestige I found, where it was a grandmother's discovering that her child, like her first grandchild, was named after her, Maldred. That is, alright, that's a good payoff. And I also appreciate that they're like, yeah, Maldred isn't a good name, but all the other names in this apparently fine.
You glimpse a young harper on the eve of battle against Thorm long ago. He and his comrades toast each other in last light. You sense a fading echo of the person who once was, a dockhand. He did not ask for this.
None of them asked for it.
A faded memory of a boy and girl sharing their first kiss. Your own heart almost flutters in tune with theirs.
I miss Karlach.
You can almost feel the heat from the forge. This one was once a blacksmith. Desperate prayers to Selûne echoing from the past. They did not save him.
Yeah. Alright, I'm going to finish looting these guys and bug out. I just want to mention, I know that armor is incredibly valuable, but I'm deliberately leaving it because I think it is, you know, really weird and dodgy to peel the armor off rotting corpses. I don't think that's a cool thing to do. I try not to do it when I play any kind of game where the character I'm playing as wouldn't want to do that. So for Eve, that's not okay. If I play like an evil git in a future playthrough, he probably would. The task at hand. One of the Shadowcurse pilgrims has a letter. I need the Shadow Mastiff alive and intact. If that is not the case, the second half of your payment shall be forfeit upon your return to Baldur's Gate. I have generously paid a large sum of gold in advance, and I supplied all the necessities you shall require to see this endeavour done correctly. They say you are unmatched as a poacher. For your sake, I hope this is no exaggeration. So it wasn't a pilgrim, it was a poacher who came here to take a... What, a Shadow-Cursed Mastiff? Or, like, is there a breed of Mastiff called a Shadow Mastiff? I don't know. Her love for it was like a plum. I'm worried where this is going to go. Her love for it was like a plum, it grew so sweet within her tum, and with a wiggle of her bum, she set right out to see love done. A curse had made the land its lair, it lay o'er all like willow hair. Oh, it could strip the bone bare, so filled the people with despair. A shadow curse without a light, yet she would kindle romance bright, and so in moony dark of night she went to it bereft of fright, and hugged the curse, the wicked blight. Her love for it was like a plum, then so sharply pain did come, it chewed her flesh like scrumptious gum. She trickled, she burst, she started to run. What is this? Who would write this? And who would then... Why would it end up on a Shadow-Cursed pilgrim here? Okay. More of that... yeah, Shadow Mastiff. It is actually called a Shadow Mastiff. So, presumably, they did actually want a Shadow-Cursed zombie dog. Which does sound a little bit cool, if I admit. Well, this was a massive ordeal, but I'm really glad I was right that this area was significant. I have a sense for these things, you see. That's another 500 gold from all of those weapons.
Take care now.
By the way, if any of you do want the armor, it is outside. Extract. And anything I can make? No, nothing I can make. I'm sort of dreading this, but I'm going to have to go back to the camp now. Both to see Halsin and Thaniel, but also to talk to Arabella. I was convinced.
I am neither dead nor undead, neither alive nor unliving.
I don't get it.
Thou wilt.
Wilt she? I was sure that her parents were captured by the captured by the rest, the others in Moonrise Towers and stuff, and that she was just decided to go out on her own. But no, they're really bloody dead, and I'm dreading this.
Hey, you. I made it. Easy peasy. You find Mum and Pops?
Oh.
Can I touch your face?
No.
Weird thing to say,
You're no fun.
but I have an idea. I suddenly had an idea. I don't think it'll work because this game is a bit like that. Quite arbitrary. Would you stop flashing? Right. Target must be a playable character. Why? That just feels so arbitrary that you're like, oh yeah, there are these scrolls of revivification that you can just use endlessly, but it has to be one of you guys. Why? Is there an explanation, an in-game explanation, or is the explanation just because that's how the game works? Because if that's what it is, I'm disappointed, because this game has been pretty good at other stuff. I mean, say that you can't resurrect them because of the Shadow Curse, or something like that. Don't just say, no, you can't do it because they're not playable. Worth a try.
Time to press ahead.
Is this a different camp? Yes. We move camp. Hi.
Hey. Where's Mum and Pops?
Your parents are dead. I found their corpses.
No. No. I don't believe you.
I'm so sorry, you don't have to believe me for it to be true. It was quite the sight. Oh god. I'm so sorry, Arabella.
It isn't true. It isn't. Get away from me. Go.
Soldier realities of war. Tell Arabella what happened to her parents. I mean, maybe I should have said I couldn't find them, but she'd always be searching. This way she can come to some closure. Take it she doesn't want to talk to me.
Seems like a good moment to talk.
Leave me alone.
Seems like a good moment to talk. I really wish she'd stop doing that. I don't know why she's doing it, but she's just started doing it. It's just a bug that she's picked up. It'll go away, you know. With plenty of rest, I'm sure. Haha, see, rest. See what I did there? Hi.
Thaniel is resting, but it's no easy slumber. I discovered what's wrong with him. The shadows rendered him in two when they bore him away to the Shadowfell. Half of his essence remained here, amidst the curse.
The little boy.
What stayed behind would have been the strongest part of him. But after all these years left in the darkness, corruption must have taken hold.
Tell me how I can help. Can it be undone? How do you know this? How do you know this?
I knew something was wrong when he didn't wake up. But now I'm even more certain. By now we should have seen some small glimmer of Thaniel's power. A sign that the land is healing. New growth, flowers in bloom. But there has been nothing.
Tell me how I can help.
It's both simple and not. We need to find Thaniel's missing half and make him whole again. Only the missing half may not come willingly. The curse will have sunk its tendrils deep, twisting Thaniel's essence into something else.
Any ideas on how to find it? You're sending me to look for a needle in a haystack in the dark. Once Thaniel's essence is found, what then? I sort of met a shadow child before, a little boy named Oliver around Thaniel's age. Yes. I met a sort of shadow child before, a little boy named Oliver, around Thaniel's age.
And you saw this boy yourself? That can't be a coincidence, but we need to be sure. And I truly mean we, if you wish. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side.
Alright, leave it to me.
This doesn't have to be your burden alone.
Yeah, I know I want you to, but there's no option for, yes, come with
I've asked
me.
much of you already without being at your side. If you want me, I'm yours. Against the curse, against the absolute. Anything. Just say the word.
Word. Join me. Join me. Yes. Yes, we desperately need your help, and it would be really cool to have a druid.
There is no room for me, I'm afraid. Perhaps dismiss another, then I can join you.
Okay, sure. Take Shadowheart's place.
I'm with you.
Yay! Bloody finally! 50,000 years it's taken me to get him. Over 100 episodes. I met him in this episode. I don't remember what episode it was, but it's on screen. And it's like, God, how long has it been? I don't even remember. Oh, he used to be the leader of the Grove. So I met him in this episode, but it was this episode when he sort of decided to join my camp. Let's have a look.
Oak Father, watch over your servant.
He's a level 1 druid with fancy underwear. Why does it smell like a herb garden? Why are you smelling it? Tasteful boots. Halsin's Grove garments. Seriously, why is the description about the smell of his underwear? Feeling the fabric, the strangest feeling occurs. Your thumbs brush sun-dappled leaves, skim the water of a creek, tangle in the fur of some panting animal, heat and breath. Druid leather armor? Wow, I misread that. Dark, messy stains line the... And I read that as arseholes. Dark, messy stains line the arseholes. Druidic braces and Grove tender boots. This feels really late to be getting a new person, because... I mean, it's lucky that I've kept basically every item I've ever found. Alright. Well, I'm going to level him up. I don't know if I will actually ever use him. It is quite late to be getting a new companion, and I sort of have my strategies. Circle of the Moon. The moon is... The moon... I don't remember what the moon is. So there's the land, which is magic. Moon... moon is the wild shape. And then there's spores. So spores is a really, really cool one that I sort of absolutely love. And I'm actually DMing someone who's playing the Circle of Spores at the moment, so I'm going to be able to explore it through that a bit. But I don't know. I guess Circle of the Moon? Ugh. Apparently, the mod I have will also fix that, so it doesn't turn into that. But that is horrible. Combat Wild Shape. You can assume the form of a beast twice per short rest. Or spells. Natural Recovery. Wild Shape Bear. Assume the shape of a polar bear. A polar bear? Interesting one, okay. That can goad enemies into attacking it. Starting health of 30, that increases every 2 druidic levels. Alright, yeah, I'll go with Circle of the Moon, as that's the one he naturally went to. So his health is increased. Lunar Mend. Spends spell slots to regain health hit points while in wild shape. So he's not a spell-focused one at all with the... Is that a thing? That doesn't... I don't recognise that, so that's probably made up. Wolf, Cat, Badger, and Bear. Okay. So druids are ones that one of the ones that know all of the things of their level, and then it's just a matter of which ones you want them to have prepared, like clerics. Okay, I've gone for Entangle, Speak with Animals, Cure Wounds, Ice Knife, and Beast Bond. No idea how useful any of that will be. Health increase, new class features, new spells. New level first, and new level second. Lesser Restoration is a very good spell. Moonbeam and Heat Metal as the second level spells. Still got a way to go. Level 4. Gains another second level spot and a cantrip. Wild Shape Dire Raven. Blind enemies. Deep Wrath. Cast Dancing Light and charges. And Defeat. I'll go with Frostbite. I kind of like the idea of making him a sort of wintry sort of druid. Lesser Restoration's a good spell, and the feat. I have no idea what feats work with druids. I know nothing. Thing is, even stuff like increasing hit points and constitution don't affect his wild shape, so there's no point taking any of those. I wonder, does mobile work when he's in his animal form? Because if it does, that could be useful. I don't know if any... I have no idea. I have no idea if any of them do carry over. I assume they do. But I really don't know. I did some Googling to find out if stuff like Savage Attacker works, because turns out that and a lot of people knew this, again, I haven't researched druids that much, so I didn't know, that most animals' attacks count as weapons. So like a bear claws, polar bear claws, in D&D count as weapons, but in Baldur's Gate do not. So Savage Attacker is worthless for a druid, basically. If any of the animals you turn into can wield a weapon, then it's useful. But for like his bear, which is probably going to be his main thing for combat, utterly worthless. Then my next thought was like Tavern Brawler, unarmed attack. But according to what I've read, that doesn't work either. So they're not weapon attacks, they're not unarmed attacks, they're just attacks, they're just actions that deal damage or something like that, which seems crazy to me. So I'm actually going to stop this leveling up him now, because I'm going to look it up, I might mod to make this better, because this seems poor, frankly. Is not, from what I've read, and this is all just what I've read, it doesn't seem like a very good translation of D&D into this game for the druid, and B, no, that's it really, could be better. So, quick thing, I have gone and found a mod called Druid Quality of Life. I will link it in the description. I have not currently enabled it, because I decided, rather than installing this before like hearing opinions and like being sort of stuck with it because it's like change thing, I don't know what it'll do exactly, and I don't like to uninstall mods partway through a playthrough. But this is here, I found it. This is probably the one I would go with, because I'd looked at a few and this one seemed the least cheaty, it seemed sort of balanced and stuff, but I don't know if it's necessary. So I decided I'm just going to try Halsin without it, and then decide if it's needed based on my experience of the gameplay and what you guys think. So please let me know in the comments whether you think a mod is required. So in light of that, I'm going to continue leveling him up, and I'm going to assume I will not have it, and if I end up installing it and making a feat better, then I will return. But I will be using the list on the wiki that says which feats and stuff do and don't work with Wild Shape. I also have looked up... Hello, Halsin. I also have looked up what does and doesn't work with druids normally, particularly the Circle of the Moon, just for my own enrichment, shall we say. And in the interest of making him a cold-based one, I'm going to give him the Frostbite Cantrip, because I like the idea of a Winter Druid. Like, I'm sort of surprised that's not a subclass already. I might make one. That could be fun. I like making subclasses. I get a little bit addicted to it sometimes. I've made, I think, like 20-odd. Mostly Cleric and Warlock. But I'm going to go with an ability improvement to increase his Wisdom. I don't know... I don't know how much Wild Shape uses Wisdom. Hang on. It's generally accepted in D&D, I think, as well as in this, that the Strength, Dex, and Con are replaced, but these three are pretty much there. So... if I get his Wisdom up to 19 with this one, I will be having a second, because I'm fairly sure we're up to level 8. I think we do have two feats. I had a dream. God, it must have been a dream. I had a dream that we were level 6. And it's like, I remember going into that hard fight, like going into a fight with a load of level 6s and a couple of level 8s going, oh, these level 6s are easy. And then in what must have been a dream, going, but I'm level 6. I got really lucky. And that was all the dream was. Bizarre thing. Wild Strike, make an additional attack after making an unarmed strike while in Wild Shape. Confirmation they're called unarmed strikes. Sleet Storm, that fits. Don't know how good it is, but we'll find out. Level 6 Druid. He gets Primal Strike. While in beast form, your attacks count as magical. Nice. Panther and Owlbear. Ooh. That's pretty cool. Level 7. I went with Lesser Restoration. Sorry, I meant to say that. Level 4 spells. Ice Storm's it's got to be Ice Storm, hasn't it? Like, I don't really know what role druids normally serve in combat. As I've said a couple of times, I don't know much about them. I've never played one. I've DM'd a couple, but we didn't get very far into it. It was fairly sort of early stages, and they were the Wildfire and now the Spores, which I think are two... I don't know, I was about to say they're two sort of divergent druids. They're not sort of standard druid because they lean into summons and tanking, which are two very non-druidic things, I think. I suppose summons like the Shepherd. Saber-toothed Tiger. Shred armor and regenerate hit points and new feat. Okay. Guardian of Nature is pretty cool. I think I'm going to go with Mobile. It doesn't increase any stats, but I love the idea of him as a bear just running around hitting something and then going to block something else. Seems pretty cool. So it gives Evade, difficult terrain. When you dash, difficult terrain doesn't slow you down. If you move after a melee, you don't provoke opportunity. And plus 10 feet of movement. Nice. And there we have a fully built, I say fully built, fully leveled Halsin. Now, let's go shopping. What is he proficient with? He's a Baldurian, apparently. Really? He's a druid. Okay. He's also an outlander. Whatever. Light, medium, and shields. Simple weapons, longbows, long swords, scimitars, and short swords. Does this game have the metal armor restriction? I guess we can find out. Here, this is metal armor. It does not. Good to know. Because that was the thing I believe the original Baldur's Gate did. It was really sort of restrictive over what you could and couldn't wear. And like I've been having this discussion with the druid in the party I'm DMing. My attitude is it's a case-by-case basis. Most druids won't because, you know, druids, but you will also get the druids who aren't necessarily supportive of most of nature. Maybe they were forced upon their powers and they don't actually like nature. You know, there are multiple reasons you could have to like metal and be a druid. Roll up, one and all, for the variety of weapons available to Halsin the Druid. We have got quite a choice for you today, Halsin. Let's take a look at some short swords, some long swords, some rapiers, a mace, and some quarterstaves. First of all, we're going to start just equipping you with stuff and seeing how it compares. That is better. You are proficient with all of these. That does considerably higher damage because of the conditional 1.128, which I don't particularly like. And remember, this is mostly going to be a backup weapon because he's going to be in bear form for most combat, I hope. The long swords are the same except for additional abilities. Single Shriek, and this one is Razor Gale. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Let's go with Razor Gale. As for the quarterstaves, some of these are decent, but let's have a look at today's top pick. Morning Frost. Heart of Ice. When dealing cold damage, the wielder deals an additional 1. Dealing cold damage with a spell possibly inflicts chilled, gives you the Ray of Frost cantrip. I mean, this seems to be very suited to him. He's unlikely to be fighting in melee with his weapon, or is he? I don't know. I don't think he is. But this way, he can, if he casts any ice spells, they will work. Also, I'm very near to level up. Like, they will work better, is what I mean. He also has a choice of 3 ranged weapons, and obviously the longbow is the best. We are a little bit low on headgear that would work with you. We've got the Cap of Wrath, which is quite a general one. Psionic Revenge, also quite a general one. The Diadem of Arcane Synergy. And it's occurred to me that he is possibly one of the few, like druids are possibly, depending on how you build them, are one of the few things that could work with the Arcane Synergy. I think that's the, oh, yeah, weapon attacks deal additional damage equal to affected spellcast modifier. I mean, that would be more helpful if animals were weapons, but they are not. But I think I'm going to go with the Holy Lance Helm. Creatures who miss their attack rolls must roll a dex save or take radiant damage. Cons save plus. Doesn't really suit him. He looks suddenly like one of the what's it called from Skyrim. What are they called? The posh gits. Thalmar. He looks like a Thalmar. I don't like it. Get rid of that. Now that you are equipped with weapons you like, let's have... Also, I just want to very, very quickly call this out. I've just noticed this. Can I scroll? I can't. On his bowstring, he's got these little 2 notches. Real bows have that, and it's to show you where is the best place on the string to knock the arrow. It's just a really nice touch. Sorry. Anyway, we have clothing, light armor, and medium armor. And at the moment, he's equipped with light armor, so we're going to have to beat that to begin with. No clothing stands a chance, but we have some light armor that fits. And some more light armor with a bonus to initiative, which would be quite helpful for him to take bear form quickly. Githyanki plate and psionic ward armor are better, and frankly, I don't love the look of this. Like, I feel I should, but it just makes him look very boring. And I might be mean here, but Halsin isn't the most interesting character to begin with. So let's stick on the psionic ward armor. How does that look? I don't know. The completely obvious that he's not wearing anything under it, plates on the leg are a little bit weird. It's like he's going, I'm not wearing underwear under this. And it's like, Halsin, don't tell me that. I think I will also give him a shield, because the staff can be used versatile. Lightning aura, or advantages on perception checks. Yeah, that's a good one. I'll go with that. On to accessories. There's not much in the way of gloves and necklaces that suit him. However, we have a lot of rings and a few pairs of boots. So, boots. There is cannot fall down on icy terrain. I don't know that that is a thing that actually happens. I don't recall ever seeing it happen. I don't think I've even seen icy terrain, so maybe that implies we're going to be seeing some. Featherfall, or acidic surfaces don't affect you, and resistant to acid. So that seems good. Wondrous gloves, +1 to armor class. Very useful for when he's not in his animal form. And I'm actually going to give him the ever-seeing eye, which is the eye I got from the hag's lair. And most people would sort of see this as very distasteful, but he's got... I'd like to see Halsin as having a bit more of a pragmatic approach to nature and stuff. And while it is lamentable that the hag made this from an innocent woman, it would be remiss of me not to use it for the greater good. And as for the rings, I was looking at like, movement speed, that sounds pretty good. Deal damage with a cantrip, that's pretty cool. But then I found 2 that were just like, perfect. We have Shapeshifter's Boon Ring. When shapeshifting or disguising, gain 1d4 to all checks. Fantastic. That is one that I know for a fact works with Wild Shape. And Snowburst Ring. When the wearer deals cold damage, they create a circle of ice around the target. Or... when I deal cold damage with a spell or cantrip, it infuses the weapon. So I think I'm going to go with the cold, because that sounds more fun. But I am not done there. Now, what's this? Oh, it's cloaks, of course. I am going to go around all the shops and see if there's anything better.
I cannot venture back with you. Now that I'm in a position to fight the curse, I must stay here and see it
Oh
through.
my god, you absolute... Oh, I will go anywhere with you. I'll fight anything you want. You want to fight the Absolute? That's fine. You want to fight the Curse? That's fine. You want to leave the Shadow Curse out? No, I've got to stay here, man. I've got stuff to do, you know. Fuck you. What if I need you by my side?
If you truly need to retread your steps, then you will have little need for me there.
Ugh.
You are more formidable than anything that lies in our wake. I must continue to investigate the curse. This may be my last chance. I shall await your return when you are ready to continue.
I'm going to be coming back to finish doing the stuff with the curse. I'm not leaving forever, you knobhead. Fine. 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 Fine.
You.
Stop doing that little flashy thing. I sort of hoped that would stop when I reloaded the game. It did not. So maybe it'll stop on the next rest. Anyway, I'm going to have to swap somebody else in. Go back... try and guess if there's something good for him, because Halsin continues to be the most bloody...
While I'm adept at most forms of weave manipulation, druidic magic is not my area of expertise. He will make for a most useful option to have in reserve.
I'm sorry. I didn't think anyone would talk to me about him.
Oh,
yeah, come with me.
Nothing would give me greater... Wonderful.
Stop doing that flashy thing. All right, let's see what everyone has to say about Halsin.
I think I'll enjoy traveling with Halsin. Not for his wit or wisdom. He'll just make an excellent shield if we're attacked.
Wow. You're covered in blood, man.
It's about time Halsin actually stepped up and joined us properly.
Agreed.
He's certainly been taking up space at camp for long enough.
I totally agree.
Halsin is one hench elf.
Wow.
I'm impressed. And glad he's on our side.
Not sure how I feel about you saying stuff like that.
Halsin is such a delight. Woe to the cultist who tangles with that thick hunk of an elf.
You see, he's allowed to say that because I'm not dating him.
Halsin's proved himself a fine ally already. He'll be useful in battle, if those tree trunk arms are an indication.
Why is everyone so obsessed with his appearance? Is that what he meant by, oh, he'll make a great shield? Are his arms that big? I mean, I suppose he's pretty bulky, but I don't know. Everyone's just like, I've just run back over and I'm just staring at his arms. Is there anything I can help you with? No, I'm good. Alright. Hey, Aaron. Been a while. Let's see if you... Oh, you still have all the crap. Okay. Let's see if you have anything useful for Halsin. Like that. That is perfect. 16 AC is higher than the 15 he has. Take 1 less slashing, +1 to initiative rolls, and disadvantage on stealth. That is pretty good. And light blue is the only green... sort of green outline die I'm still missing, so great to finally pick that one up. Yeah, I'll take that. Thank you. So that is...
May you keep that...
Indeed. Thank you. I'm just still exploding with light. Don't worry, that happens to me sometimes. It's my mother is a priestess of light. I'm afraid it's a genetic hazard. Interesting. The Baneful. This blade's magical powers only function if it's bound to an Eldritch Knight or is a Warlock's pact weapon. And yeah, then it's like favoured weapon. This weapon has a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls, and weapon enchantment +1. That is what a +1 is, so is it a +2? I don't know. Interesting weapon. I'm tempted to grab it just because, yeah, I'm going to grab it because that's fascinating to me. A little tempted by this Amulet of Restoration. It could be useful to give that to Halsin, but I can't remember if he gets Healing Word anyway. Hey, it's probably been a couple of weeks since I was here and I killed everybody. Have you noticed yet? No? Cool. So you want to trade? Great. Short sword +2. It looks really good. Can I examine it? It's got like blue writing on it. That is a very... God, look at that. That's cool looking. Shame he relies on the stealth check advantage from this. So otherwise that would be a really cool one. Shield of Devotion is probably a good bet. Gain 1 level 1 spell slot. When a foe hits you with a melee, you can use your reaction to knock it prone, and you get an extra spell. That's pretty good. And that is all I want from here.
Take care now.
So that should be everything I need to buy for him now. There we go. I titled this The Evergreen in Winter. So I'm going for a cold theme for his spells and stuff. So, like, the little bits of sort of silver look kind of like snow on the top of a pine tree or something. So, that is Halsin pretty much ready to head out. And that is a perfect time for me to leave it. Thank you very much for watching. Again, let me know in the comments what you think of modding the Druid. I will probably give it a go before I decide fully, but I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And subscribe for more board games, card games, miniatures, and TTRPGs kind of like this. And I will catch you later.